Welcome to The Growth Kit, a podcast where science and actionable advice intersect to help you live a better life. What is the minimum effective dose of high-intensity interval training? In past articles, I've covered the minimum effective dose of Zone 2 training and strength training. Today, I'll dive into maybe my favorite type of workout, high-intensity interval training. I love it because it's intense, it's short, and unlike those other types of workouts, I have more say into the type of exercise, sprints, cycling, kettlebells, etc., and the duration of each set, 10 seconds or 4 minutes. The workouts are that sweet spot between cardio and strength training, but intense enough that they're typically shorter than both. How short and how often are the two main questions. What I really want to know is, what is the minimum effective dose of HIIT? How little do I need to train to get or stay fit? What is high-intensity interval training? HIIT, aka high-intensity interval training, is a form of exercise that involves alternating short bursts of intense physical activity with periods of active recovery or rest. The key characteristic of HIIT is the intensity of the exercise, which pushes you to work at or near your maximum effort during high-intensity intervals. HIIT workouts include a series of repeated intervals, with each interval lasting anywhere from a few seconds to minutes. During these high-intensity intervals, you perform any physical activity that pushes your body to a point of physiological fatigue. The beauty of HIIT lies in its flexibility and adaptability to different types of exercise, such as running, cycling, bodyweight exercises, and more. From a physiological standpoint, HIIT engages multiple energy systems within the body. During the high-intensity intervals, the anaerobic energy pathways, such as the phosphagen system and glycolysis, become the primary sources of energy production, leading to the rapid utilization of creatine phosphate and glucose. This results in an elevated oxygen deficit and a subsequent increase in post-exercise oxygen consumption, EPOC, commonly known as the afterburn effect. EPOC leads to a higher metabolic rate and continued caloric expenditure during the recovery period, contributing to overall energy expenditure and potential fat oxidation. The physical benefits of HIIT. High intensity. Interval training is a single bout of exercise that provides a range of physiological benefits supported by scientific evidence. The intensity of HIIT triggers significant cardiovascular adaptations, including improvements in maximal oxygen uptake, VO2 max, which reflects the body's ability to utilize oxygen during exercise. This increase in VO2 max is attributed to enhanced cardiac output, improved oxygen delivery to the working muscles, and an augmentation of the oxidative capacity of muscle fibers through mitochondrial biogenesis. HIIT promotes glycogen depletion, triggering intracellular signaling pathways for glucose transport and insulin sensitivity. This results in improved glycemic control as muscles become more efficient at absorbing and utilizing glucose. Additionally, HIIT induces changes in skeletal muscle composition, favoring oxidative, type 1, muscle fibers. This shift enhances fat oxidation, allowing the body to utilize stored fat as an energy source. As a result, high-intensity interval training contributes to improved body composition and increased muscle tone. HIIT has also been shown to generate post-exercise oxygen consumption, EPOC, often referred to as the afterburn effect. EPOC encompasses the increased energy expenditure and elevated oxygen consumption that persists after exercise. This phenomenon is attributed to the body's efforts to restore homeostasis, such as replenishing oxygen stores, metabolizing lactate, and repairing damaged muscle tissue. The heightened metabolic rate during EPOC can lead to additional calorie burning, even during periods of rest. HIIT also impacts various hormonal and molecular mechanisms in the body. HIIT has been found to stimulate the release of growth hormone, which plays a crucial role in muscle development, fat metabolism, and overall body composition. The increased growth hormone secretion observed during and after HIIT sessions can support muscle protein synthesis, enhance lipolysis, the breakdown of fat, and contribute to muscle growth and definition. Furthermore, HIIT has been shown to activate molecular pathways involved in mitochondrial biogenesis and antioxidant defense systems. These adaptations result in an increase in the number and quality of mitochondria, the energy powerhouses of cells. With more efficient and abundant mitochondria, HIIT promotes greater energy production and utilization, leading to improved endurance and exercise performance. The principles of high-intensity interval training. The principles of high-intensity interval training are centered around the concept of alternating periods of high-intensity exercise with periods of active recovery. These principles guide the structure and effectiveness of HIIT workouts. Here are the key principles of HIIT. Intensity. HIIT involves performing exercises at a high-intensity level, pushing your limits during the work intervals. This intensity should be challenging and elevate your heart rate significantly. Duration. HIIT workouts are typically shorter in duration compared to traditional steady-state cardio exercises. The total duration of a HIIT session can range from as little as 4 minutes to around 30 minutes, depending on fitness level and workout design. Many people think that longer is better, but if you're doing it right, then you shouldn't be able to sustain a HIIT workout longer than 25 minutes or so. Interval ratios. HIIT workouts are structured using specific work-to-rest ratios. Common ratios include 1:1, equal work and rest intervals, 2:1, twice as long rest intervals as work intervals, or even higher ratios. The choice of interval ratio depends on factors such as fitness level, goals, and workout intensity. Exercise selection. HIIT workouts can incorporate various exercises targeting different muscle groups and energy systems. The exercises can include cardio exercises like sprinting or cycling, bodyweight exercises, or resistance exercises. The minimum effective dose of HIIT. The science. The minimum effective dose of HIIT refers to the smallest amount of HIIT training required to elicit significant health and fitness benefits. When it comes to HIIT, there are many ways to skin a cat. And while there are many studies out there on interval training, there aren't many that focus on the minimum effective dose of interval training. After combing the literature, I pinpointed these as the ones that provide the greatest insights into the least amount of HIIT you need to reap the health and fitness benefits. A 2014 study took semi-pro soccer players and broke them up into 2 training groups in the off-season. Each group did a HIIT session consisting of 5 sets of 4 minutes of work at 87 to 97% max heart rate, but one group did it weekly and one did it every other week for 6 weeks. The results found that while the every other week group had a slight reduction in the 20-meter shuttle run, there was no difference in VO2 max between the 2 groups. Frequency: every other week. Intervals: 5 sets of 4 minutes. Rest: unknown, likely at least 3 to 4 minutes. Research published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise found that 120 seconds of work might be all it takes, not including rest time. Over the course of 8 weeks, participants engaged in a training program 3 times per week. The program involved performing 30 sets of 4-second sprints at maximum effort. Each training session lasted a total of 2 minutes. Throughout the program, the cardiovascular demands were gradually intensified by reducing the recovery time between sprints. Initially, participants had 24 to 30 seconds of rest between sprints, but this was progressively decreased to 15 seconds. As a result, the total duration of each training session decreased from 17 minutes to less than 10 minutes. The participants showed a 13.2% VO2 peak increase, a 7.6% total blood volume boost, and a 17.2% maximal anaerobic power improvement. Frequency: 3 times a week. Intervals: 30 sets of 4-second sprints. Rest: 24 to 30 seconds initially, decreasing to 15 seconds by the end of the study. A review published in the Journal of Physiological Sciences found that Tabata training may be the way to go for efficient training. Their research has shown that VO2 max is increased by as much as 15% and maximal accumulated oxygen deficit, MAOD, by as much as 35% in a 6 to 12-week Tabata training program. Furthermore, as little as 2 days a week of Tabata has been shown to improve VO2 max. They concluded that These improvements of both the aerobic and anaerobic energy-releasing systems after Tabata training are comparable to those provided by conventional aerobic and anaerobic training, including other types of HIIT. Frequency: 2 sessions a week. Intervals: 8 sets of 20 seconds. Rest: 10 seconds between sets. The minimum effective dose of HIIT. So where does all of that research leave us? Science has shown us that a variety of high-intensity, low-intensity ratios with a variety of rest can work. So, the minimum effective dose of HIIT comes down to what you're looking for. If you want to have the shortest possible workout, do 8 by 20 seconds of high intensity with 10 seconds of rest twice a week, Tabata. If you want to do less frequent workouts, do 5 by 4 minutes of high-intensity work with 4 minutes of rest between sets every other week. If you want the least amount of high-intensity effort, do 30 by 4 seconds of high intensity with 15 to 30 seconds of rest between sets 3 times a week. These workouts are based on what is currently available in the literature today. While there aren't many studies focused on identifying the minimum effective dose of high-intensity interval training, I suspect that doing any truly high-intensity workout every other week will grant you the minimum amount of health and fitness benefits. Important points. When you are in your high-intensity phase, it should be at or near all out. When you are in your low-intensity or rest phase, it should be minimal or no work. Mix it up. Avoiding doing the same workout each time. Instead, vary the length of the on and off time of the intervals to make sure you're stretching the benefits of the workout. Most studies on HIIT use a stationary bike as the exercise because it's an easy way to track heart rate and keep the intervals accurate, but you can replace this with any type of exercise, including running, swimming, body weight work, kettlebell exercises, etc. The research has shown time and time again that HIIT is an incredibly powerful tool to improve our health. So as long as you follow these basic guidelines and do a HIIT workout with some regularity, then you should see improved health. What I do. I love intervals. They're difficult, they're short and efficient, and I always feel great, exhausted afterward. I am to get at least 1 HIIT workout a week, but I usually hit 2 to 3. Here are my go-tos for running, occasionally cycling. A Tabata session on the stationary bike, good time crunch option. Hill sprints. It depends on the hill length, but usually 6 to 12 sets of 20 to 60 seconds, with a slow walk back down as the rest. 8 sets of 1 minute high intensity and 1 minute low intensity. 8 sets of 2 minutes high intensity and 2 minutes low intensity. 4 sets of 4 minutes high intensity and 4 minutes low intensity. 13 sets of 30 seconds high intensity and 15 seconds low intensity. Here are some of my go-tos for HIIT sessions where I typically use a jump rope, kettlebell doing swings, hip hinges, squats, overhead press, and rows, resistance bands doing rows, shoulder pulls, and lat pull-downs, and body weight work doing push-ups and plyo jumps. 20 to 30 sets of 30 seconds high intensity and 20 seconds low intensity. 20 to 30 set of 45 seconds high intensity and 15 seconds low intensity. Occasionally, I'll also incorporate a HIIT workout into my morning or nighttime riding. As I'm typing away, I am sitting on a desk bike. Check the show NOTs to see what I use. Takeaway. The minimum effective dose of high-intensity interval training showcases the incredible potential of short, intense workouts to yield significant health and fitness benefits. Research studies have revealed that as little as 2 minutes of HIIT per session, spread across a few times a week, or a longer bout of 5x4 minutes every other week, can result in remarkable improvements in cardiovascular fitness, insulin sensitivity, muscle power, and endurance capacity. What's great about high-intensity interval training is that you can tailor the workouts to your preference, shorter sets or longer sets, shorter rest periods or longer ones, while using whatever exercise modality you like best, sprinting, cycling, bands, kettlebells, while still reaping all of the physical benefits. These personalized workouts are time-efficient and adaptable way to achieve your fitness goals. Thanks for tuning into the Growth Kit podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. You can check out my website at MindBodyDad.com and subscribe for more weekly insights sent to your inbox. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MindBodyDad. Many of the links I share are affiliate links, which means I earn a small commission if you purchase through them. This doesn't affect the price you pay, but it helps support the podcast. In some cases, I may even be able to provide unique discounts for you. I only recommend products and resources that I genuinely believe in and use myself. My top priority is to provide practical ways to help you live better, and I wouldn't link to anything that doesn't align with that goal. Thanks for your support.